Morning, my loves. How are we? Let's just see if we're up and running on Le Tablette. Oh, we are. Oh, let's turn that down. My good heavens above. Don't need to hear that. Now, let's turn that off. Right, let's go. Right, we're up and running. Good. Morning, my loves. How are you? Hope you're all well. Hope you're keeping fine and fit and not coming down with anything. Curtin, say good morning as well. Hope you had a lovely bank holiday weekend. Feels like a bank holiday all over at the moment, doesn't it? Now, we're going to do a few things today, a few bits today. We're going to do a little introduction into Bossa Nova. Unfortunately, Bossa Nova is not that exciting a dance, really, in its own right. It is a great dance to do, a great social dance to do. It derives from the samba. It started in the 50s, really. Probably has a long history of the dance, sort of culturally, yes, and it's wherever you were in the sort of country, you'd get variations on the theme of it, as is always the case with these sort of dances. Salsa is the same. Salsa is a bit of a melange of other dances, and the bossa nova is a bit more from the samba family. The mambo again is also of that ilk, that neck of the woods, and they're all a bit of a melting pot. The bossa nova essentially is danced and hold, whereas the salsa, for example, you can dance side by side, do the big things and all the Janet Marara chucks up in here and catch down your back and whizzle through your legs. That's the samba stuff. But the bossa nova, very briefly, is just really, it's a field dance, it's a sort of a rhythm dance really. The timing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very salsa-y in that sort of a feel, but it sort of doesn't have any steps. It's one of them, although it does have steps. So very briefly, you can do sort of anything. We did this in Social Rhythm Foxtrot a while ago, and it goes step, side together, side and step, side together, side and step. Now, if I start this on my left foot, this has a sort of a feel of a bossa nova. A yum, a dum, a yada yum, back, replace, a dee da, 1, 2, 3. So it's a bit this, a little bit shuffly. Now, I know it seems like it's not very much, and there is more to it than that. What we're going to do is we're going to come back to this in greater detail. I think this is one of those dances where I'd like to do with you. I'm going to get myself a guest lady partner at some stage when we got out of lockdown, and we're going to do a few of those really. And I'll show you a few of these things that you can do with your partner, bossa nova, because this is more of a field dance, more of a rhythm dance, but it has this sort of a feel of a salsa about it in the step pattern, 1, 2, 3. So if you're doing salsa here and there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sa da yum bum be ba di da ya da di da ya da da. It's all that sort of rhythm, and but as I say, we'll do this more when I'll get myself a lady, and I'll demonstrate that more to you as well. But it's a lovely dance to be able to do. But again, as I say, it's of that ilk. So there's a couple of other things I want to do. I'm going to have a couple of emails here that you sent to me asking questions. My favourite thing, as I asked you to ask me questions. Is there anything you want to know? Fire away. Or any of the things that we've gone over that you've found too tricky or that you've had a problem with. Let's have a little recap. We've got one here from Lauren. This is a lovely. This is an technical question, Lauren. Right, here we go. Eights. What always confuses me is the eights. Oh, right, okay. It's eights in ballroom. Now, in ballroom dancing, we talk about eighths of a turn, quarters of a turn, half a turn. This is a technical question, but basically, it's just if you divide up your. I don't want to get too technical here. Basically, just do this. This will do, right? For the time being, this will do. You have straight down line dance. That's the bit that you go down the room. The line of dance. It's a technical thing. Bear with me for a minute. So we're going down the room. That in a straight line. That's called the line of dance. Now, this is the wall. This is the centre for the man. So if I back here, I'm backing centre. That's a quarter of a turn. Simple fractions. Now I'm going to do a half a turn. So I go all the way around. Now in ballroom dancing, we wouldn't do any more than that. Now, if I cut that in half, here we go, so I've got a quarter, and if I go in the middle, that's an eighth. And then if I get to a quarter, and then I get to, if I divide that little bit there as well, that's 3/8. So that's all you need to know, really. That's all you want to know about that. It's as much information as you want on that, and it's as complicated as you want to make it. So you've got straight line, eighth of a turn, quarter of a turn, facing the wall, 3/8 of a turn, half a turn. That's all there is. So it's just your 4 bits there. Straight, eighth, quarter, 3/8, half a turn. Right, technique over. Let's not go any more than that. I hope that helped though. I hope that made sense. Lockstep. How do I, this is from Rebecca. Rebecca, thank you, my darling. Lockstep, running move, partner going too fast for a learner. Now, with a lockstep, for the ladies, invariably the ladies will be going backwards. So, we did this the other day, but I'll show you what I mean by that. Is I'm going to do a basic quick step, lockstep. And the principle remains the same in all dances. So I'm going to go back, 2, lock, 4. Did you get that? I'm going to do that again. So I go back on the left, back on the right, across my left foot in front of my right foot on balance, beautifully done, and then back on my right foot. Now, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Boys, I should show you the boys. We go forward on the right foot, forward on the left foot, cross the left foot behind and forward. Sorry, cross the right foot behind and forward on the left foot. Now, what's the principle? What's the golden rule? The golden rule is this: whenever you move forwards, you lock behind, and whenever you go backwards, you cross or lock in front. This is called a cross. This part here is cross. The whole variation is called a lockstep. So the 4 steps is called a lockstep. This part of it is called the cross. So if you need to do a cross step in any variation, whatever it is, it will be that, where you cross your feet over. One across the other one, one in front of the other one, or one behind the other one, depending which way you travel. So let's do that again. The person going forwards always crosses behind, and the person going backwards always crosses in front. Now, the reason why you trip over going backwards, or you find it difficult to do it and stay in balance at speed, is because you're probably, without seeing it, you can send me a video of yourself if you like, you're probably doing it on flat feet. So you're probably going like this: flat, 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 flat. Now you can get away with that slowly, but when it gets quick, you can't get away with that. You go 1, 2, you've got to stay on your toe. Then you cross on your toes, and then you step backwards on your toes. So here we go. We go and 1, 2, we cross in front for 3, and then we go backwards for 4. I'll do that again. Stay on balance. Work on the centre. 1, 2, cross in front, and go backwards. And the boys, the same. You must cross on a toe step. You can get away with it more going forwards if you do it flat. 1, flat. There, you can get away with that because you're going forwards. You don't feel like you're going to get knocked over. So it's really, really important that when you're going backwards, the lock step is done on the toes. Or the cross step, part of the lock step, is done on the toes. You must cross in front going backwards, and you must do it on your toes. Back, back, cross in front, and back. Marvellous. Good stuff. All right, I hope that's clear. I hope that sort of made that a bit easier. Got another one here. Let's just do this very quickly. And, this is from Frankie. Oh, hello, Frankie. And Sabine. Oh, marvellous. This is a variation we haven't done before. This is in jive. This is called the toe heel swivel, although you've called it a swivel, which I think is rather splendid. I actually prefer the name. The technique for that, or how do you do it? Maybe that's the thing. I'll show you that. This is a variation for jive called toe heel swivels. You can use this in salsa. Probably use it in bossa nova as well, actually. And it goes like this. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a toe and a heel and a swivel, but we do it all together-ish. So I'm going to start on my right foot. This is the same for both parties. So you're facing each other. You've got hold of each other by your hands, hand-to-hand hold, and now I'm going to do the toe heel swivel. So this, here, I go toe, I do heel, and I step across. I go on the other foot, a toe and a heel and a step across. Now, that's the toe heel bit. The swivel bit goes on whilst you're doing your toe heel. So the standing foot, the one that's not being toed and heeled, is swiveling, like that. See? So I go in, I go out, and I step across. Ho ho! I go 1, I go 2, and I step across. Now this is a great step because this is to test your balance, because you've got to keep your weight slightly on your balls. So what we call soft heel. So your heel is skimming across the floor. So you've got no weight in the heel. Otherwise you can't do it. And your in actual fact you'll be on your heels and your toes will skid. And I don't want that. I want you on your balls with your feet, and I want your heels to skid across the floor. Huh? And then you do the toe and heel on the foot. So you go toe and I swivel, toe, heel I swivel, and swivel and step. And I go 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. And a 1, 2, 3. Woo! Now this is, I love this step. Now you can do it like this, boys. If you want to, you dance with your partner. You can stand still and then the lady swivels in front of you, or you can both do it together, whichever you feel. So you go. Sometimes if you do it alone, like this, just holding the girl, she can go fast with double time. Or if you've got very good centre connection, you're strong in the middle and you've got a good balance, you can both do it and you can do it in double time. That's a lot of fun. Try that, because that's just fun. But it also test your balance. So we go again. In, out, across, in, out, across. Now try and keep your shoulders as still as you can. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. And a 1, 2, 3. It's a good workout in the old time, isn't it? I like that. So shoulders, you don't want to start rocking the shoulders. Otherwise, it's a disaster. You'll never get it right. It'll be too hard. So you just do it from the hips. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. Oh, love that. Well done. Good one. I like that. Now, what have we got here? Thank you very much. I'm loving these questions. We've got one here from Marion. Bonjour. Yes, the left turn and the crossed feet. I shall do that again. And Olivia, Olivia Catter Robinson. Oh, that's a fantastic name. You'd like to know about some Latin technique and advanced routines. Well, I think we're not going to have to come back to that one, Olivia, because we don't want to get too advanced and too technical at the moment. We're going to build up to that, but I will do that at some stage. Now, probably when we get ourselves a partner. I'm just going to go over that lock step, the crossing the lock step. What was that question you asked me? The crossing the feet in the left turn. You asked me about it last week, in actual fact. Sorry about it taking this long. We did it the other day. I'll just do it again for you now. It's the Viennese waltz variation. I think we did it yesterday. The Viennese waltz variation, it's for reverse turn. This comes a little bit back to the question earlier about eighths of turn. We're not going to go into that. You also can do this variation in the tango. And this also applies to the lock step that we were doing in a straight line, because there's a cross step in this. Principle applies to both. I'll show you what I mean. Now, when we're doing a left turn, and we're doing a lot of turn, for example, these reverse turns in the tango, or this reverse turn in the Viennese waltz, I do this. The person going forwards goes forward, side, and then I cross. I cross my left foot, where? In front. Why? Because I'm going backwards. Look, here. I know but you're going forward. You said, I said to go forward. I know. But when I was crossing, I was going backwards. So I can't cross behind. And I'm going back. Yeah, right. That's it. I go 1, 2, and I cross in front. Look at that. Like that. Marvellous. And then when I do the 4, 5, 6 bit, the next 3 steps, I go 4, 5. I don't cross. I close. So I do it one more time, and I go 1, 2. Although I start forwards, I end backwards, which means I must cross where? Yes, in front. I know, it's beautiful. Toes. on your toes. Don't have to be high, but you just have to have your weight. This thing about your weight, see? There's my posture. Marvellous. Tummy held in, head held high. Shoulders. Oh, we haven't done this for a few days, have we? Let's do the dancey bustle, roll the shoulders. Pinch the shoulder blades back. Not like this, but just roll them and leave them. Hold your tummy in. There we go. Up. Pulled in here. Now, my weight needs to be here, just on the balls of my feet, so my heels are what we call light. I will go to my heels in a full flat foot, but when I'm crossing, what I don't want to do is be here, because if I'm here, I can't really cross. Oh, nature dictates I don't want to do that because I don't want to trip over. So what I'll do is I'll just put my weight forward slightly, and then when I cross my foot here, I've now got plenty of space and I don't feel I'm being knocked over. Now I can step backwards. If I leave the heel down, you see how this starts to go backwards here? My weight rocks all the way to the back of the foot. Here, oh, disaster. No, I'm not going to do it. And you won't do it. Nature, it's not me, it's nature. I can't help nature. So we'll do one more time. Forward, side, and then we're going to cross in front. And then we can sit backwards. All right, good, nice, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I've got one more here, I think. What was that again? It was... oh, somebody asked me about foxtrot. Now, slow foxtrot. Now, slow foxtrot is going to be a bit tricky in the space that we have available. We will come to it at some stage when we can maybe leave the confines of our kitchen or our little room or wherever we're dancing. So we're trying to just do things that we can perform or perform, get me? We're dancing just in a space. So Bossa Nova is great for this. Da di ya di da and a ya di da and a ya di da. All those salsa things, terrific. Underarm turns, things like that, marvellous. Foxtrot is a bit more, it sweeps across the floor. I'm going to show you a thing called a feather step. It's a very, very simple step, the first step you ever learn. But this is what it's like. I'm going to go forward, forward, forward for the man. Step, step, step. That's all it is. 3 steps in a straight line. The lady's going to go like this. She goes back, back, back. Now, it needs a bit of space for the slow foxtrot. So what we're going to do is we're not going to spend any time on it really, because you're not going to be able to dance it at home. Unless you've got a wonderfully big expanse of room, which is terrific, invite us round when the isolation ceases, and we'll all come round and dance at your place. But so we'll do it then rather than now. I hope that's all right. Oh, somebody asked me another question. Asked me about a spin turn. Now we haven't done this yet, but this is as good a time as any, I suppose. It's a spin turn, it's a variation you'll do in the waltz. And you can do it in the quick step as well. And a lot of these variations, and somebody has asked me about paso doble. The paso doble actually is a dance that has a lot of ballroom variations in it. It's quite a ballroomy dance. Of all the Latin dances, the paso doble is quite sort of close to the ballroom dances. Things like promenade. You know, we've spoken about promenade, closed position here, both facing in the same direction here. That's promenade position. With that, you have promenades all over the place in paso doble. We're going to do paso doble. We'll do a few variations of paso doble. Again, it's a bit more of an expansive dance, but we can do a few things on the spot, just have a bit of fun with it. Now, the spin turn is a sort of an introduction into pivots as well, really, but we'll just take it as a spin turn at the moment. Now, we'll do it in the waltz, just because we'll just put it there for the moment. And it comes from the first 3 steps of your natural turn. So if I'm a man, I go forward, side, together. Now I'm doing that with the turny bit. This forward, side, together. But remember this? Here we go. Now we just did the turn. Remember we did the turn? 1, 2, 3. We're here. We've turned a bit. All right, so it comes from there. So we start off with the first 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Now, tricky bit, the spinny turny bit. I go backwards on my left foot. I go backwards on my left foot, here. And as I do that, I do a thing called a pivot. So I'm going to pivot. Watch. I'm just going to do pivoting action only. Watch my foot. See that? I stand on it and I pivot, turn the other way. So I swivel the foot essentially underneath my body here. And that's what I need to do. I need to face here, then I need to face here. Don't transfer weight, just do it all on one foot. So you start on your left foot back and you go do that. Left foot back. See that? That's all I want. That's all I want. Just that. There. So do that again, one more time. So you go 1, 2, 3. I go backwards on my left foot. And I do that pivoting on the left foot. And then I can walk onto my right foot. Not a big step. Just walk onto it like that. There. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Now, I know what you're thinking. Piece of cake. When you've got a lady or a partner in front of you, less so. We go here, turn, here. Alright? Ladies, partners, you go back, side, together, then you go forward on the right foot. He goes back on the left, you go forward on the right. And at this point in time, he's going to do his pivoty thing, you're going to step forward and turn. I'll show you. You go like that. So you're facing one way, you do a step, and then you're facing the other. It's brilliant. So you do this. You go and 1, 2 on a toe. Left foot stays on the toe. So go right, left. Ready? Right, left. How about that? Not bad, is it? We go and 1, 2. Spinny turn. For the boys, we go left, right. Girls, you go right, left. Now, I want you to have a go at this, and I want you to let me know how you're getting on with it. Because I'd like to know what the problems you're having with it. Now, in my mind, I can see 1 or 2 problems that might be being had. I need to know. Tell me, and then we'll address them. 1, 2. Here, ladies, you do this. You go tap forward, that's all I need. Tap forward. Just once. I did that 4 times, just once. Boys, you go back, forward, then you go up, down, and that little up, down makes the lady go tap forward. You can say it out loud if you like. Up, down, tap forward. Here we go. And 1, 2, tap forward. It's called a brush. So we go and 1, 2, brush forward. In the old days, of course, back in the day, it wasn't sort of polite to see the lady dancing with her legs too far apart. And, obviously, and we didn't want to see too much of the old ankle, and any of that funny business. So what we would do is, rather than leave the lady in a situation where she was stranded, akimbo, the men would just lead the lady to just be able to, because if she brushed her foot, then it just becomes a little walking step, and that's perfectly acceptable. We don't want to be in a position where we're stood there with the old feet apart for too long. So we go 1, 2, wasn't seemly. See that? See how graceful that looks for the lady? I go 1, 2, I'm just going to brush my feet together and come out. Now this looks really attractive. And the lady can just go 1, 2, she just joins her feet together and then comes out. Same foot. It's lovely, a little brush, and you're literally brushing one foot against the other. Like that, a little brush against the other. Oh, gorgeous. Now it looks elegant and sophisticated. And the gentleman, you have to go back to, in this little rise here, just allows the lady, all you're doing is that. Just a little, oh, and the lady goes, oh, marvellous. And then when we come out of there, we just go forward side together with the left foot, forward side together, back to the beginning. And then, gentlemen, you go and back side together. Ready to go. Should we do it all in one go? So here we go. We start from here. We go 1, 2, 3, back. Let me do that again. I'll go in this direction. You'll be able to see it better. So I go 1, 2, 3, 1, up, down, back, side, together. Nice. Ladies, you go back, side, together, forward, forward brush, and 4, 5, 6. How about that? That was elegant, wasn't it? Oh, man. Now, we're going to do that one more time. One more time before I leave you. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, down, back, side, together. Do it one more time for a lady before I say anything. Back, side, together. 1, little brush, up and down and forward, side, together. Gorgeous. Now that's a beautiful step to do into a corner as you're dancing against the telly. And you go, oh, out you come, right, lovely. Oh, hello, the hamper there. Oh, look at all those curtains. And then, gorgeous. Those lovely little moments. It just makes it for me. So we've done lots of bits today. As I say, we'll come back to the Bossa Nova. I think that's one of those things we can do with a partner. It'll be a bit more interesting to demonstrate and teach. We've done lock steps. We've done a bit of technique on amounts of turn. We've done the toe swivels, and now we've done a spin turn. Let me know any more information, any things you want to learn, any steps you've seen you would fancy having to go out. Let me know, and we'll do that as well. Much love. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Sun's out. Marvellous. And maybe I'll see you at 3. Thank you very much. Look after yourselves.